What if I told you this fight between Kamaru Usman and du Plessis isn't really about a championship? What if it's actually about something far more terrifying? Because eventually, every great athlete faces the same opponent: time. Time is undefeated. It took Muhammad Ali, it took Anderson Silva, it took Georges St. Pierre. It eventually comes for everyone. And for Kamaru Usman, his fight against du Plessis may be one of the last opportunities to prove that it hasn't come for him yet. Hello, this is licensed professional counselor Robert Bryan, and welcome to Faith Meets Psychology. In this video, we're going to discuss the psychology of Kamaru Usman racing against time before his big matchup against du Plessis at UFC Fight Night, Oklahoma City. First, let's talk about a few years ago. How Kamaru Usman was arguably the pound-for-pound best fighter on the planet. He was dominant, feared, untouchable. He defended his title repeatedly and looked like he might rule the division for years. Then suddenly, everything changed. A shocking knockout. Then another loss. Another loss. Injuries, long layoffs, questions about his knees, questions about his age, questions about whether the old Kamaru Usman still exists. And now, at 39 years old, he is moving up to middleweight. Not because it's easy, but because he understands something that most athletes struggle to accept. The window is closing. First, let's talk about the fear of running out of time. Psychologists refer to this as mortality awareness. Not physical death, but the awareness that certain opportunities in life have an expiration date. When you're young, you think, I have plenty of time left. But eventually you realize there are only so many fights left, only so many opportunities, only so many chances to chase greatness. Usman understands this. This isn't a 29-year-old prospect. This is a man who knows that every training camp, every injury, every year matters. That's why older athletes often become more dangerous, because urgency creates focus. Next, let's discuss fighting to preserve identity. For nearly a decade, Usman wasn't just a fighter. He was the champion, the dominant force, the Nigerian nightmare. But after losses, injuries, and inactivity, something begins happening psychologically. The world starts asking, is he washed up? Is he past his prime? Should he retire? Those questions hurt because athletes tie their identity to their performance. When performance declines, they begin questioning themselves. Who am I if I'm no longer champion? Who am I if my best days are behind me? This is one of the most difficult psychological battles an athlete can face. Because your body may still believe, but deep down, you begin hearing whispers of doubt. Next, let's discuss the need for one last great chapter. Every legendary athlete dreams of one thing: a final chapter worthy of their legacy. Michael Jordan, returning to win 3 more championships after his first retirement with the Bulls. Tom Brady winning a Super Bowl in Tampa Bay. Georges St. Pierre coming back years later to become a 2-division champion. Those stories become immortal. And psychologically, Usman knows this. Because winning a title in a second weight class would completely reshape his legacy. Suddenly, he isn't just one of the greatest welterweights ever. He's one of the greatest fighters ever. This fight represents possibility. The possibility of joining an elite club, the possibility of rewriting history. Next, let's discuss the fear of becoming yesterday's news. This may be the most painful part of sports. The world moves on quickly. Fans always look toward the next superstar, the next champion, the next big thing. One day everybody is talking about you, the next, they barely mention your name. For elite competitors, irrelevance can feel worse than losing because competitors don't simply want success, they want significance. They want to matter. Usman is fighting against that reality. He's fighting to remind the world, I'm still here. I'm still dangerous. Do not forget about me. Next, let's discuss how nothing is more dangerous than a man with nothing to lose. There is something incredibly dangerous about an older champion. The pressure changes. When you're young, you're fighting to build a career. When you're older, you're fighting to protect a legacy. But sometimes that can create freedom. Because Usman has already accomplished almost everything. He's already been champion. He's already been #1 on the pound-for-pound list in UFC. He's already made money. He's already secured Hall of Fame status. So what happens psychologically? Fear begins disappearing. And fighters without fear become extremely dangerous because they are no longer fighting to protect something. They're fighting to chase greatness one final time. In conclusion, in his fight against Dricus du Plessis, Kamaru Usman isn't simply fighting Dricus du Plessis. He's fighting Father Time. He's fighting doubt. He's fighting the fear that his greatest moments may already be behind him. And perhaps, most importantly, he's fighting for one final opportunity to do something legendary. Because every great athlete eventually reaches a crossroads. One road leads toward decline, the other leads toward immortality. And against Dricus du Plessis, Kamaru Usman will attempt to choose immortality. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Thank you.